Hello, welcome to this Android WebView tutorial brought to you by North Border Software. It's part 22 of the Getting Started series, and we're going to finish up the WebView and just test our little browser app. So the next task really was to set up the on-click listener where all the Java really is going to be embedded into the in the on-click method. So let's just set it up, and so it'll be go button. I need to set the on-click listener. Okay, and I'm going to do a slightly different method, similar to the one we did with the untouched method in the last one. So it saves all the add in the implemented methods. So it would be new, and it would be view and on-click listener. Okay, and so it's added all this code automatically here. So we just carry on and just type the code in. So first of all, I want to get the text back from the URL. So I'll set up a local variable here, which will be a string, and it'll be call it URL, and it'll be equals URL text. That'll be get text, and it'll be to string. So that just gets the string back and places it into a variable URL. So I'm going to put some methods in now. It should be all fairly self-explanatory. We'll just put them in one by one and look at them. So these are all to do with the browser. Browser dot get settings. And it'll be, first one we want to do is set loads images automatically, and we'll set that to true. Okay. The next one we want to put in is browser get settings. I'm going to spell browser right. Get settings, and we want to set JavaScript enabled to true. Okay, and one more. Set scroll bar style I'm looking for. That'd be view scroll bar inside overlay I'm looking for. Scroll bars inside overlay. So that just sets up the basic browsing parameters. We're going to load the images automatically. We're going to enable JavaScript, and if we need some scroll bars inside the web view, that's what we'll do. I want to focus on the next element here because this is really the most important. So I'll just type it out. Now I'm going to set this WebView client. Okay, and I'm going to set it to a method which we haven't defined yet. Okay, so I'm going to write out this method in a minute, but if we don't have this WebView client enabled in here, when we hit the go button, the URL will be sent to the browser, which is the default application on the phone. So it'll actually load whatever browser's installed in there. But what we want to do is have that web page load in the WebView. So we need to effectively use this method here to make that association, tell the phone to use the particular web view. So there's one more thing we need to do in this on-click listener, and then we'll just focus on the private class that we need to write to implement this method. And it's just a case of loading the URL, and the string will be URL. Okay, so as mentioned, we need to put a method in, and we'll just put this in here, and I'll just make a private class. So private class would be our browser, and it extends, it'd be WebView client. So it's important we get that in there to import that in, and just put some brackets in there. Okay, now I'm going to implement an override method here, which is should override URL loading. That's what we need to do. So if we just do Control-R, and you see the override method is here. I'm going to change this to returns true, and the only other text I need to place in here is view dot load URL. Okay, and that really makes the association now with the WebView itself. We'll load the HTML or the web page inside that there. So from a Java perspective, that's all we need to do. There's one other thing, one other action needs to take place before we test the app, and that's to add a permissions in the Android manifest file to allow internet access. So what I'm going to do is just open the Android manifest file up, and at this point here I'm just going to type user permission, so I'm looking for permission internet, there. Right, so just close that off, and really that's all we need to do. So we're now without this, obviously this is a service this app needs to use. If we don't have that in there, then our internet access wouldn't work. Also the stores or the marketplaces will look for these permissions in the manifest file as well to inform the user in advance that any particular app needs to use internet access in this case, or this particular app needs to use internet access. So what we need to do now is really just test the app. Okay, so the app is loaded now. Let's just go and make sure the WebView actually works. Okay, there's a little box. So we need to type the HTTP part of it. And there you can see the web page is actually loaded. Let's just make sure the links are contained within there. You see it's just loading my web page, which is fine, and it's scrolling around, so you can pan around the web page. A little bit slow and clunky, but I'm doing some screen grabbing at the same time. So that's really just a basic demonstration of the WebView. So I hope you found this set of tutorials useful. Catch you in the next one. Bye for now.